Okay, today we're going to talk about the second phase of our full wind-up mechanics. In the previous portion, we talked about where to stand on a rubber and how we want to take a short step and pivot in front of the rubber. Today we want to add on to that, and we want to talk about our balance position and our stride/power position. So just to quickly review, in the first phase, we want our fingers on top of the baseball, glove fingers pointed towards the sky. I'm hiding the baseball from the hitter. Okay, I'm standing in the middle of the rubber to start for youth players. I want to take a short step parallel to the rubber to the side. My hands and head stay quiet. I start to pivot my back foot in front of the rubber. Okay, with the foot staying in contact with the rubber. And now from here, I'm going to get into my balance position. From here, I want to lift my left leg, my front leg, up into a good balance position. And I want to create a nice lowercase h. I want to stay tall on my back side, from my back leg all the way up. And I create the lowercase h with the front part of my leg. Okay, so in my balance position, I've created a nice lowercase h. My knee is at equal height of my hip, and I want my front foot underneath my knee. A lot of times we'll see youth kids start to put the foot back against their back leg, and I think it's easier from the balance, but ideally, we want the foot out underneath the knee with my toe in a nice relaxed position. Again, my head stays quiet on my front shoulder, my hands stay in the middle part of our body. So we start again. Middle of the rubber, short step, parallel to the rubber, I pivot, and now I come up to a nice balanced position and get to that lowercase h. From here, I'm going to go into my stride power position. As I go into my stride position, I want to break my hands off the center part of my body, down at my waist, in a thumbs down, palms out position. You can see that my glove hand, the palm is starting to go out towards my target. And I want to do a nice long arm circle with my back arm and a short arm circle with my front arm. And as I stride with my lead leg, I want to stride against my body so that I keep my weight back. And here I'm into a good stride power position. My glove, elbow, and shoulder are all on the same plane. And that's where we want it to be. Whether we point or we tuck, we want to keep our glove, elbow, and shoulder on the same plane. I stay slightly inside my body to help me stay closed a little bit. And just make sure for youth kids that their glove's not down, that their glove's not up. As they point, we don't want them pointing up and going uphill or pointing down to downhill. Okay, we want to stay in a nice even plane. Now when we look at our back side here, as I come to an open position, with my back arm, I want to keep my fingers on top of the baseball so we're high-fiving center field. You hear that a lot with youth players. High-five the center fielder. My fingers are on top of the baseball. I've got a nice loose wrist, but I want to make sure I don't get underneath the ball. I don't want to allow the ball to come inside my elbow here. I want to stay on top of the baseball. And here I want to create a nice little L. My elbow is just above my back shoulder. We don't want it too high and extended where we're putting a lot of pressure on our ligaments and tightening our muscles. We want to stay loose and relaxed so we can keep everything in a fast twitch. But I create a nice little L with the elbow slightly above back shoulder, fingers on top of the baseball, and here's my front arm on the same plane and in a closed position to my target. Okay? So again, as we start, phase one of our mechanics, we stood in the middle of the rubber, fingers pointed to the sky, hands on top of the baseball. We took that short step, we pivoted on the rubber, which took us to phase two of our mechanics, the balance position. Create that lowercase h. And now we break our hands, stride power position. I stride against my body. And again, I'm working on staying on a good line towards my catcher. We always want to make sure that the pitchers step right towards their target. Okay? Those are the first two phases of our full wind-up mechanics.